Hello, it's David, co-founder of Ag Economic Insights, joining you this week in February to talk about the Forecast Network question of the week. And we're talking about a question that's on a lot of our minds, farmland values, the combination of strong commodity prices, a lot of stimulus in the form of direct payments, but also lower interest rates. It's put a lot of pressure on farm asset values, especially farmland. And so we've been trying to think about what's going to happen maybe in the farmland market. And if we're not careful, there could be a stream or a barrage or just a constant flow of upcoming data about what the latest farmland values. And so if you think about all the various outputs from universities or farm management associations or private estimates, you can see there's going to be the possibility for several data drops of farmland values. If you start thinking about each one of these press releases gets several mentions in various outlets, you can start seeing this kind of never-ending cycle of news. And so it's hard for us to wade through all that, hard for us to wade through all of that information, especially when you hear it multiple times and it's all similar, but it's all kind of different. So to do this, of course, the Ag Forecast Network is a valuable tool to help you focus on signals, drown out some of the noise. And so with this, we put together a Forecast Network question about Indiana farmland values per the Purdue University Farmland Value Survey. Now, I know a lot of listeners and watchers and Forecast Network participants aren't in Indiana, but don't necessarily follow these values super closely. But the lessons that we can learn from the trends and also the lessons that we can learn in our thinking as we think about this specific data point can be helpful. Of course, you can do this for your own data sets. We can help your team think about this for maybe a data set they're following, but participate in this question and extrapolate the lessons you learned here for how you can drill that down into your specific operation or your specific geography. So let's jump into the question here quickly. It's the top of the list here for my list. The question is, what is the probability of top quality Indiana farmland values increasing by more than 10% in 2021 per the June 2021 survey? And we got a lot of references here that you can click through. Take a look at the background story we have here. We're gonna get to that just in a second, but 10% right off the bat, that seems like a big number. I'm sharing my forecast. Of course, I can change this, but I'm at 64%. You can, of course, leave a note or a comment as to what you think. As you can see, I haven't changed my forecast. The results of this will come out in August, but as I'm listening to other releases of the data, I'll be calibrating and recalibrating my expectations. As you can see, I'm well above the consensus. The consensus here in mid-February is at 44%, so I'm quite a bit above. So why is my forecast above? Well, we have a lot of content that we just released about farmland values, and there's a lot of things moving in the direction that would put upward pressure, both cash rental rates and the discount rates. But the other thing to keep in mind is, what's the base rate? How often in history are Indiana high-quality farmland values up more than 10%? So you can see we have a pretty good deep dive here. You can dive through this data set. But what's interesting is this 10% mark. If we go back to the 1980s, we have seen more than 10% increases in farmland values more than 20% of the time. And so this idea of a 10% increase, while it seems like a lot, especially on the surface, especially as we might see this in a Twitter feed or a headline or a press release, we have to consider what's the base rate. And keep in mind, these data are nominal, so that, of course, inflation is going to be a part of this number as well. So there's a lot that go. This is a survey, so sometimes these survey values might. There's a lot of factors that go into this. So we want to sort of calibrate our thinking, look ahead. We want to be proactive as we think about new information that might be coming our way that summarizes the farm economy. So this question is a great question to get in there, share your forecast. And in fact, we were looking some data earlier in the week or 2 weeks ago, and we looked at the range of forecasts. And the range of forecasts on this question is very, very wide, one of the widest ranges we've seen. So there's people who have very strong expectations, much stronger than mine, and we have people very low, somewhere closer to the 0 or 10% chance of this happening. So the expectations are very wide. So this is why it's a great question to get in there, read some of the background content, put your forecast in, and then calibrate and recalibrate as new information and new observations and new data point become available. Again, David with the Ag Forecast Network and Ag Economic Insights. Feel free to take advantage of AEI Premium's risk-free trial. If you're already a member, make sure you get in there, update your forecast, and read the latest content. Thanks so much.